Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. For today's first impression, I'm trying out a foundation that's been all over YouTube recently. I've seen so many people test it out, some people like it and some people don't, and I feel like I really wanted to test this out, so I went ahead and purchased it. So the product that I'm testing out today is the Dermacol Film Studio Foundation, and I have two different shades of this. I have 208 and 218, and 218 is one of their newer shades that they've just brought out. It was really hard for me to try and find a foundation that I felt like was going to match me, because I only have a couple of little swatches on their website and it doesn't let you know what the undertone is. It doesn't let you know which type of skin it's for, so it doesn't let you know if it's for fair, medium, light, deep, anything like that, so it was very hard to choose. I know that 208 is a lighter shade in the collection, so I did purchase this last year when I wasn't self-tanned, and I still haven't even tried it out yet. So I've had this for over a year and I haven't tried it out. I haven't even seen if the colour matches me, and I purchased 218 because I felt like on the swatches it was probably going to be the best match for me. But like I said, I haven't even opened any of these, so I don't really know what the shade's going to be like. There are 13 different shades in the collection, and they range from very fair to like a medium tan skin tone, and if you are very dark, I don't believe you'll be able to find a foundation that matches you. Just by looking at the swatches, they don't seem to go very deep, and if you do have fair skin, I think there's only about one or two different shades that will be able to match you. So the majority of the shades are between light and medium, so if you are between there, you are going to be able to find a lot of shades that match you. But to be honest, if you're either side of that, I think it will be extremely hard for you to try and find one. So I bought the foundation for £7 from eBay. You can also purchase it on Amazon as well in the US and the UK. The only reason I got it from eBay was because it was a lot cheaper than Amazon, and I will link the seller down below for you so you can check it out if you do want to purchase it. Also on the website they do have quite a few different claims. So it says that it's waterproof, you have SPF 30, and it's hypoallergenic as well. And on the website it says that it's for all skin types, preservative free, and you get full extreme coverage. And it says that it also has 50% pigments as well. It completely covers acne, loss of pigmentation, post-surgical bruising, tattoos. It may be used on the entire face or body for colour correction, darkening or lightening the skin tones, and ensuring ideal balance. It's widely used as a professional makeup for photo or film shoots, modelling, and for festive occasions. So I have very high hopes for this because it does say that it's going to cover all of my blemishes. At the moment I have been breaking out quite a lot, and I have so much redness over my skin, I have so much blemishes, and I'm just hoping that this is going to cover it up. Now I do also have very large pores, so I'm hoping it's not going to sink into those pores, but we're going to go ahead and see how it goes. I am going to try 218 first just to see how it looks on the skin, and then if it is a little bit too dark I am going to mix it with the other shade as well. So on the website it does say that the best way to apply it is with using a damp sponge, so I'm going to use my damp beauty blender to apply it, and I'm also going to use my Makeup Forever Step 1 mattifying primer, just because this is the primer that I use all the time with all of my foundations. I do have very oily skin, especially on my T-zone, so I thought that I'd put this on just so I can test it out and see how it goes with my normal primer. So I'm just going to pop this on all of the areas where I get super oily. So I pop it on my forehead and down the sides of my nose where I get super oily, and then also on my chin. The shade that I'm going to test out first is 218, which is a darker shade, just to see if it matches my self tan. A great thing about this foundation is that they have a very long expiration date, so this one has till 2020 on it, and I did only purchase this a couple of weeks ago, and the other one has till 2019 on it, and I did purchase that last year. So they do have a very long expiration date on them, and also this looks a lot like a toothpaste tube. This is how they come, and you get 30 grams in there. So I haven't even tested this out, I don't even know what the shade's going to look like, but you also get this little metal thing in here just so you can see if it's already been opened or not, and then you just pop the lid on like that. So I've just popped on this much just because this is how much actually came out of the tube. It just started squirting out. I'm not too sure if this is too much. It does say to use a little amount first to see what the coverage is like, and then you can build it up with a little bit more. So I think I'm just going to take a little bit of this off and then dot it around the face. So that actually looks like it might match. So I have high hopes for this. Hopefully it's going to match me very well, and it does look quite yellow as well, so I'm just going to take quite a lot off and put it on my hand. As you can see, that is very, very thick, and it does remind me of the Kat Von D Lock It Tattoo foundation. So I'm just going to pop a couple of dots on my face. So that's how much I'm going to use, and I'm just going to wipe off the rest of it, and then I'm just going to start tapping it in. And it does say this is extreme full coverage, so it's meant to cover up all acne, all blemishes, all redness, everything like that. And that coverage is crazy. I don't think I'm going to need any more foundation. I didn't even apply that much, and it seems like a little goes a very long way, which is what I love about foundations that do that, because you only need a tiny amount and you know that it's going to last a very long time. I'm not sure if this is a little bit dark at the moment, because I'm not sure if it's going to oxidize, but it looks incredible. It's literally covered everything up. And that is full coverage. That is absolutely crazy how that looks. As you can see on this side I have a lot of redness, a lot of blemishes, and my skin just doesn't look very good. And then on this side everything is covered up, and as you saw I didn't even use a lot of this product. And I think the colour does match me quite well. I'm just going to take it down the neck a little bit more just to make sure it matches a little bit better. But that's what the foundation looks like. I think it buffs out very easily. It doesn't look like a matte finish, so I don't know how this is going to go throughout the day. And it's covered up all of my redness, all of my blemishes, and that is absolutely crazy. So it is extreme full coverage. You only need a little amount of it. And I'm going to go ahead and do the other side, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is what one layer of the foundation looks like, and I'm really happy with it because it's covered up all of my redness, all of my blemishes, and my skin tone looks very, very even. It does match my neck really well. The only thing that I do have to say is that I hope that it doesn't oxidize throughout the day, because I feel like if it gets any darker than this, then it's not going to match me very well at all. And another thing is that it does look quite shiny, and it has sunk into my pores already. And it doesn't say if this is for oily skin, it does say that it's for all skin types, but because it is waterproof, I'm hoping that it is going to go a little bit more matte. So I am going to need to set this with some powder because it does look quite shiny on me and a little bit oily. So that's one thing that I don't like about it, but it does look really good on the skin. And this is how much I have left on my hand. I didn't even put a lot on the beauty blender, and a little goes a very long way. You only need a tiny amount of this foundation, which I do like. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So I've just finished off my makeup, and this is what it looks like. I did have to powder because it did look quite oily on my skin, and I know for a fact that if I don't set it, then it is just going to slide off my face. So that's something that I do have to let you know. If you do have oily skin, then you probably will need to set it with powder. Also, the colour matches me really well. The rest of my makeup just glided on really nice and easily. So I do like this foundation so far, and I'll come back when I've finished work just to give you an update and let you know how it goes throughout the day. It's now 10:20 in the morning, and I'll see you in a bit, guys. Bye! Hi guys, so I'm back and it's now 6 o'clock in the evening, so I've had this foundation on for 7.5 hours now, and I feel like now I can give you my final first impression review. And just looking at my skin straight away, I can tell that my skin is super, super oily, and I can tell that it hasn't really held up very well on the oils. On my forehead, I'm super oily. It's come off on my chin, also around the sides of my face as well, and as you can see, right around the sides of my nose, it's come off as well. So this probably isn't the best foundation if you do have oily skin. It's probably not good for you either if you do have dry skin, just because it does feel a little bit dry when you first put it on. It's very, very cakey if you don't apply it very well and if you don't buff it in very well. It applied really well with my beauty blender and it buffed out really nicely. It looked really nice and flawless as well, but I don't feel like it's done too well on the areas of my skin, because I can see all of my redness peeking through. I can also see some of my blemishes coming through as well, and I don't feel like this foundation is good for me because I just look super oily on loads of different areas, especially my forehead. So I feel like I really need to blot. So I did look at my skin after 4 hours of wearing the foundation, and I noticed that I was getting very oily on my forehead, and to be honest, I feel like that I can't really go out like this. I do need to blot, I do need to powder as well, and it has sunken into my pores as well, and it just doesn't really look too good. So if you do have oily skin, I don't feel like this would be a very good foundation for you. I even set it with powder and it still didn't do a very good job, and I don't think it would really work if you do have dry skin as well, because I feel like it could look a little bit cakey on the skin and it can go on to all of the areas where you do have dry skin. And I have noticed that it has come off on quite a few areas, and it does look quite clumpy on the areas where I have blemishes as well. The colour match was also really good. I think 2 on 8 did really well. Also, it didn't oxidise on me throughout the day, so that is a plus point. But to be honest, I don't feel like this foundation is for me. I don't think I'm going to be wearing it again just because I look super oily. So overall, I don't feel like this foundation is the best one for me. I don't know if I would be using it again. I think if you do have oily skin, it's probably the best for you if you just want to use it for a couple of hours, so you have a special event to go to, or if you want to use it for photo shoots or for filming or anything like that. But for me, it just didn't really work very well on my skin. It's not the worst foundation I've ever tried, but I just feel like it's probably not the best for my skin. If you do have normal skin, I feel like it would probably look good for you. So I don't feel like I would probably use it again, just because I don't feel like it did very good on me. So this is my first impression review of the Dermacol foundation. If you've tried this foundation and you like it, or if you don't, just comment down below just to let me know. And make sure that you give this video a very big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye!